Hi, good evening. Good evening. Welcome to Mike at Night once more. This is a Thursday, and we're on every Thursday. Glad to have you all. All right, make sure you. Oh my, let me get rid of that noise in the background. My goodness. Okay, so make sure that you share the live, people. Share the live to everybody. Let them know that we're on, and let us know where you're calling from or where you're listening from. Okay. So, Charmin Boys, always here, on time, nicely. Glad to have you, my dear. Okay, let's see now. Today is the 23rd of the month. Imagine that the month already gone. The month already flying fast. All right, Lenora Francis Moses, good evening to you. Lenora is, I wonder if Lenora is the first time. I'm not too sure. So forgive me if some of the names I'm not that familiar with. All right. Tonight we're talking about the 8 psychological facts about sex. You know, sex is an important topic in everybody's life. Even though some people try to deny that is important, we need to recognize that, hey, without that, a lot of things do happen. A lot of things in life not very pleasant. All right, so I want you to make sure you share the live as we go forward because I want you to I want us to be able to get the best out of this evening's program. All right. Talk to me now, my people. How are you doing? How are you people doing? There's a question that I wanted to ask, and if I had it up on the poll. And I'm going to ask it one time, and so as we're going along, we're going to probably repeat it. There's a concept that says people who have less sex work harder. They occupy themselves with a lot of things and activities because they really not having much sex. They also say that some of them little aggressive. When we were in primary school, whenever a teacher behaved bad, we used to say, as little children, imagine that, we didn't even know what we were saying. As little children, we were saying that, hey, that teacher, she ain't get sex for a long time, boy. That's why she's so aggressive. So we got to ask you, do you believe in that? Do you think that that is true? So you could start to answer that one time. Yeah? I see somebody pointing finger in my eye. Oh my goodness, there a lot of chukuru. All right. Yes, all of you can come in. All of you can come in. I'm waiting on all of you because we want to get started. Rock and come in, people. Yes, where are you all? It's a wonderful day today. I hope you yourself had a wonderful day so far. Let me see all the people that come in. You all show some hearts and say good evening so that we know you're there and we know that you're on. Yes. All right. Last week we had a very interesting program. We broadcast from Grenada and we broadcast and we were talking about men matter and so on. Let me tell you, we had a wonderful time in Grenada. That time was well spent. A number of us were there sharing International Men's Day. We are proud men having had a successful regional conference, the first of its kind in the Caribbean. And we thank the people, the government, and people of Grenada for the initiative. And hopefully it will be in another country. Let's see which country that is going to be hereafter. All right. Yes, Lyndon. Yeah. Lyndon said, I'm early. Yes, Lyndon, thank you very much for coming in early. All right, so let's get going because we have plenty to cover this evening. We have plenty to cover. All right, so I want to talk about this topic that Miss Becky Spellman. Miss Becky Spellman is a leading United Kingdom psychologist. And it is a claim that she has had great success in helping clients in managing and overcoming a number of multitudinal mental challenges, etc. So she's well established in her field. Thanks. She's well established in her field. So we will give her that she knows her onions. So she wrote an article, the 8 psychological facts about sex. So this is not coming from me, as though I'm a sex expert. I do not hold myself out as any sex expert, but I tend to bring from this platform the people who hold themselves out as experts. So she holds herself out as expert, and she's a psychologist, and we know that. Yes, Lawrence, you can come in, Lawrence. First time you're early. So give yourself a hand. Joy, good to have you. Who else we have on there? Hillary, good evening. Joan, all the way from Virginia. Nice having you, Joan. Left and didn't even get a chance to see you. All right, so you're on the job, so you're not going to be really consistently online. And Joan is a nurse, dedicated nurse, one of the dedicated ones that we have. They believe that the balance between sexual activity and keeping busy is true about some people, certainly not everyone. All right. So the topic, the question that we have on for the poll, well, it's not really a poll, but do you believe that people who are not having sex tend to be very, very busy and tend to be also seem to have a little aggression in them? Let us know if you think that that is true or not. All right. So let's get going now. All right. So this lady said that although sex is not vital for good health, she said it's definitely good for you. It can boost circulation, and sexual problems often signal deeper ills. Low sex drive and erectile dysfunction, genital infection, or sexual pain may hide a serious health problem such as diabetes or health trouble. So she said that sex is unavoidable, and we need to be able to recognize that because it is part of life, we need to understand it. That is her position. Sex is far more complex than we imagine, she says. So to show you just how strange it can be, we are now going to give you the facts that she brings out in this thing. Number 1, my lady said, post-sex sadness is a real thing. Post-sex sadness. What is post-sex sadness? Here's what it is. Post-sex sadness is when somebody feels so sad after the act of sex. Some people start to cry. Have you all experienced that? Let me find out what's going on. Have you ever heard about that? Don't say sex calms you down. I agree with you. Sex is a stress reliever, if you ask me. Grenada, rock and come in nicely. Grenada have a special place in my heart. Kinder or Kinder de Belot. All right, nice, nice. Carolyn Gowrie. Good. So that situation is where after sex, and let me help you all to understand it, because some people may not have known that that exists. That after sex, somebody could get into a state of anger or distress after climaxing, to the point that they start to cry and they get into this sad mood. It's called post-coital dysphoria. Let me say that again. Post-coital dysphoria. Right? With this is intense sadness and anger and distress after orgasm. And she says that this comes from, sometimes it is a merger of all of these feelings and hormones that take place after that crescendo. And if therefore you have trauma in your past, it could bring all of that back, having felt that feeling. They said past trauma from prior sexual assault could cause you to have that feeling after. But let me ask you all, have you all ever heard of that? Let me go to you. Lyndon asked, I wonder what she crying for. Yeah, Lyndon. But tell me, it's real, eh? It's real. Sometimes you get so scared when the person starts to cry. You wonder what they're crying for. Bermuda, what can come in, my friend Carol, man. Long time I ain't see Carol. Candice, Alexander, Myrtle. Sex is important. It's a God-given privilege to the one you love. Charmin said no, she never hear about this thing. All right. All talk to me now. All right. So it is important for you to understand it because it could scare you, and you'll wonder exactly what is going on. Did you hurt the person? And in some cases, a man may even wonder, did I just rape the person for them to be in this state? Right? So that is one of the facts that I want you to remember. So the question the poll is, do you believe that people who don't have sex are aggressive and workaholics? Yeah? Whether they become aggressive. People don't have sex are aggressive and workaholics. So I want you to answer that for me. All right. Either yes or no. Those are the two things. Either yes or no. If you don't know, well, I know. We could probably put that thing there for you that you don't know. All right. So that is going to be on the screen in just a while as the poll question that we're going to post. Tell me if you're seeing it on the screen there. Do you believe that people who don't have sex become aggressive and workaholics? One answer you're going to put. And if throughout the program, I'm going to put it up again for you to see the polls. All right, let me see what they're saying. Maybe they finally got someone who made them feel great. Yes, Charmaine, true. Especially if you've had a long time of being in a relationship where you're not feeling as though you are experiencing a true sexual encounter of orgasm, etc., where you might have felt used in sex and so on. And finally you hit that. And you never felt that before. Could happen. Lauren said he thinks it's a form of depression. Well, I wouldn't doubt that. Myrtle said dissatisfaction after. Well, I'm not too sure because what the goodly doctor is saying, Myrtle, is that the person cries after orgasm, which means they were able to come. They were able to enjoy. So the fact that they enjoyed it, but now go into that kind of state may mean that, hey, yeah. So I hope that you all are getting to see the poll on the screen as it is there now. All right. So, okay, are you all seeing it now? I hope you all are seeing it. If you're not seeing it, then I know. I don't know. Okay. All right, so let's get back to the topic at hand. Let's take that down now and get back to the topic at hand. So she said, what one is it? It's post-coital dysphoria. that people suffer from. The second thing that he says is that a strong sense of smell can make you more orgasmic. Some of you sex experts out there, I want you to weigh in on that. She said, if somebody has a strong sense of smell, they can become more orgasmic. So they can smell your sweat, your body odors, and they could smell, they said, even vaginal fluid. So for the man, etc., all of that triggers him. Remember, this is the psychological facts about sex. So if therefore the sense of smell turns on people, and that sounds like natural body scent. If we get rid of the natural body scent and perfume ourselves and cream down ourselves, I wonder how does that impact upon the experience of the sex? Because one of the things about us as animals, the animal part of us, I would modify that to say, is that we like to smell. And when you look at animals, when they are about to make love, if you call that what animals do, they tend to smell first in order to get into the mood of the reproduction cycle. Should we not carry on natural smell during the time that we are going to engage in this kind of thing? I'm just wondering. As I said, I'm no expert on it. I'm just asking you. And I'm looking for your feedback. I see Joy said no. I suspect she's saying no, which means that she hasn't heard of this experience of somebody crying after having climax. Rose Petal, good evening. Nice. Lyndon say plead the fifth. Lyndon, talk to man. Joy, I'm not able to put the poll. Somehow or the other, the poll is not showing on your screen. It is showing on mine, but not on yours. So people can afford to answer it without the written poll, whether they believe that people who are not getting sex tend to be more aggressive. That's what we used to say in school with them teachers who come in and they're beating fly. As little children, we used to say that she get nothing last night. That is why she behaving so today. And most time we just say it against a woman. We don't really say it against the man. So I'll admit that one. And whether these people, many people who become workaholics, is because they are not getting sex. All right, she said she sees John's again. Myrtle said they need more pampering. A cologne, Charmin says. Yeah, because if you've had a great sex with somebody and they had on a cologne, when you smell that cologne again, cheers. The cologne or the cream could carry you back. By association, emotions are triggered. Just like if somebody has been raped or abused by a man who smokes cigarette or drink alcohol, you could find that a woman who is engaging in sex and a man smells like that could turn off. The mirror neurons of the brain is going to be triggered by that person and your own feelings in the process. Myrtle said we are above the animals. Yeah, Myrtle does like to think so. Yeah, in most cases, we're supposed to be above the animals, but there's a basic animal tendency in so many of us. That's why we have the left brain and the right brain. The left brain is very animalistic, automatic, spontaneous, responsive, and so on. The limbic brain that carries that kind of archaic thinking and way of operating. You can't deny that. Lenora Panji said those persons tend to get very busy otherwise and short-tempered. I will have to try it as much as possible to control my temper so that I don't get no impression. Might get it nothing. All right? All the rock and come in. Rock and come in, my people. All right, so let's go on. So she goes on to number. So she said about that smell, that strong smell, that heightens your experience and so on. And sometimes your clothing makes you, when you smell somebody, you hug somebody and you smell them. Don't talk to me, don't let me feel as though I'm talking things that out of thing. This is what the goodly doctor said. But I ain't getting the impression all you know what we talking about. Like some of all of us bow all of those when all doing this thing. All right, so we're going on to number 3. Sex increases your immunity to pain. Did you all know that? That especially when you're climaxing, it's almost like a pain medication. That after you think of how many people have had sex and got bruised in the process of sex, both men and women, because the man could have his penis bruised in the process, especially depending on how vigorous he has been at this thing and how long he has been at it. You know, some men like to think that the longer they go is the better they are. That is a whole new talk by itself. That is a whole different talk. But the woman also could have had it and she never felt pain during it. And then after, she feels pain. In fact, sometimes she actually finds herself bleeding after and did not understand how come she's bleeding after, and then pain runs sometime for a day or two after that. Especially if she's been using an instrument, or the man uses an instrument, or a man uses finger, etc. She might find herself, I tell all her, put all the children to bed, you know. I don't want to see no children on this program tonight. I had warned you all, I posted, put the children to bed. I want no responsibility for some of the things that we're going to take. Tonight is an adult night. All you hear me? So that child had in the background there, tell him, go away. Everybody pleading the fifth tonight, Lyndon, exactly. Normally, there's a plenty chat on this thing here, plenty chat. Not a word tonight. Everybody there just listening and silent. Yeah? So when somebody climaxes, there's a high chance that, and I'm talking about, except if it is excruciating pain, but there's a high chance that they are given a dose in the body that causes them not to feel pain. So it makes them immune to pain, she said. And during states of arousal and orgasm, the hypothalamus, which is a part of the brain, releases the feel-good hormone called oxytocin. So all you're concentrating on is how nice you're feeling. That is why if you're feeling so nice, even though you know the children next door, you could be making some songs that you're not conscious that you're making because you're feeling so nice. Or when you're teething it, that you're teething this thing and you're doing it clandestine, and you're not aware that sometimes people might be listening because even your hearing goes also. She didn't say that one here, but I'm just telling you from other readings that I've had. Other literature that I've read said that the hearing goes also. And there's a song we have in Trinidad and Tobago says, she make a tack back. And in that song, the singer was saying that, no, he make a tack back. The woman he was going to have sex with, the man left. And so he entered the house. And during the act of sex, the man made a tack back and he never heard the door open. Why? His hearing goes. Yes, sir? All I think all easy. So when somebody tell a boy, you make so much noise. Me make noise? Or you tell the lady, girl, why you carry on like that? She has no idea. I must be talking to little children here, you know. I think I best change the topic for Somalia. Precious says she learning things. Oh yeah, she said something that she heard, something she heard before. I'm not too sure. Yes, Joan, you miss a point there, girl. Adult education. Joan, this nurse talking here now. This nurse Joan Pierre talking. Pain sometimes comes from dryness of the vagina walls. Foreplay enhance natural lubrication. All right, so we need a session. And I Joan will join me in a session, boy. To talk about some of these things that this is her field in some part. This is why it is important for a man to understand the importance of foreplay before entrance. Because if PD does not use proper foreplay to lubricate, assist the woman in lubrication prior, and he enters and he goes into full thrust, and he goes into full throttle, he could lose her, and she could become sore. So the experience is not going to be very nice because that is different from if she has been lubricated and she's already on a high, where she feels sore after. But this one is not a very nice one. So that's what Joan is referring to there. But one of these days, we're going to have a talk deep on that. Yeah, Joan said, don't just jump on. They call it chickity, chickity, bang, bang. Thank you, madam. Josiane, hello. Don't come in my class late again, eh? Josiane, St. Lucia. Come to my class on time, 8 o'clock. Sometimes I start at 1 minute late and so on. That is for the late people. But come to my class on time or else I'll put you in quadrangle. Carl, I always thought it was funny when a headache was used as an excuse to avoid sex. Nothing fixes a headache better than a good orgasm. And she is right. This is why we men just get confused. You know? How you could be talking about headache, but I have the medication for headache. Kitchener, I think it was. I said Calypsonian and say, give me the thing the doctor ordered me. Give me the thing the doctor ordered me. Because the doctor ordered have a headache, give me it. Stop the excuses. Stop the excuses, my people. Sex solves problems. Get rid of stress. It relaxes your muscles. It gives you a smoother skin tone. Brings blood to the surface of your skin. It causes you to forget your worries, even if it is temporarily. Look at how many things. It gives you a good heart workout. Gives you a good sweat. Hey. All right. Lyndon says is a Panadol. A good session gives sweet sleep. Thank you, Joy. Tell them. A good session gives. Let me know when you finish with that. You get a good sleep. And let me tell you, I give you ladies a hint when it comes to men. There are things that if you tell a man before he has a good dose of sex, he may very well get vexed. Like if you have to tell him something of the household, something the children do, something that they damage or whatever it is in the house, something, the child gets suspended, whatever it is, and you know the father going to get vexed. Try telling him the things you need to tell him that just after he climax while he's still breathing heavy. There are few men who can come out of oxytocin mode, that's high enjoyment, and go straight into quarrel. Few men. Why? Because he's still in euphoria. So he's willing to overlook things. He's in a more reachable state. You see? So they say, hey, you know, we had this bill to pay. That is just after he climax and he coming down. And so we had this bill to pay and they forget to pay it. And I figured they're going to cut the lights. I should have gone and paid it already. And you might be able to hear me say, it's all right, I go and pay it myself tomorrow. Wow. Davika, good evening. All right, come in. So thank you, Joy, for that one. Oh, let me tell you, women need to know how to use their prowess. They need to know how to use the skill in this thing. Do they have it? So she said that hypothalamus in the brain releases that feel-good hormone. And researchers in New Jersey, in a university in New Jersey, found this surge of oxytocin can help reduce pain felt in women, especially during menstruation. Did you all know that? That two things that probably should come out here. If she is expecting her period and it's not coming, do you know if around that time that you give her good climax, I have heard that you could call it to come. The next day, you say, you know, it come. Because she might have been stressed out. That was preventing it from coming. And this one relaxed the body. Hey, come to me, lady. Come to me. Yeah, that's what men should be telling the woman. Come to me, doctor. I will give you the injection. Yeah. Somebody, but they had a song with something, the injection. All right. So that one also. And he says that during menstruation, now some people don't like that part of it. Everybody have their fetish feelings. But there are some people quite okay having sex during menstruation. And it is said that it could reduce period pain during that period of time. And they said this is from a study in a university. A further study published in the Bulletin of Experimental Biology and Medicine found that oxytocin in men can cut the perception of pain in half. If the man has a headache, the man back hurting him, his knee hurting him, give him something. That should calm him down for a little. All right. Number 4. So those who just joined us, let me give you the various areas that we've covered so far. All right. So let's see if we could find number 4 now. We said number 1, sex, where people get sad after sex is a real thing, depressed, and feel, because that could come from prior trauma. Right after they enjoy the sex, and not after they feel as though they've been raped. And sometimes if they have had bad sex in the past or abusive sex in the past, and this one they enjoy, it could lead them to an emotional state. And 2, the sense of smell during sex of vaginal fluid, sperm, etc., could now contribute towards a greater experience in sex. Jai Alexander, we said all children should be in bed at this time. What are you doing on this program? Could you answer me, Mr. Jai? He said, I hope my future wife is watching this, so when I say I have a headache, she knows how to deal with it. All right, Jai boy. When time to make baby and having trouble are told to go have a time with the father. Let me see what Joy is saying. When time to make baby and having trouble, you are told to go and have a time with him. Oh, okay. Oh, I see what Joy is saying. I wonder if you all get what Joy is saying. Joy is saying, just before childbirth, and you're having trouble to bring the child, sometimes women are told to go and have sex with their husband for the birth to come and to be smoother. I've heard of that. And I figure it makes sense. Because if it says it reduces pain and it triggers the period and so on, why can't trigger childbirth? You see how much thing this thing good for? And all the ways in time? All you. Shaman said during period, yuck. The Bible spoke about this. Which part in the Bible, Shaman? Send that. And I know you're going to quote the Old Testament. But send it. Go home and sex up. Yep. Let me see. It's true even to help with the passage. All right. So Precious agreed with the person who said sex just before childbirth. It clears the passage. Why? It relaxes the muscle around there. Yep. Nice. I appreciate all the advice that I'm seeing people put in here. And Joan said you shouldn't stop having sex at all. All right. So one is sadness after sex. Two is stop the sense of smell encourages this kind of euphoria during the orgasmic stage, and sex increases the immunity to pain. We just said that. You don't really feel pain. So now we're going to number 4. They said, she said, this might surprise some of you, that having sex can trigger creativity. Having sex can trigger creativity. I was very interested in that one. And for those who know, this is Dr. Becky Spellman of the UK. She's a psychologist and a leading psychologist that we are told. And she says having sex triggers creativity. Here's what she said. Verbatim now. The act of sex itself is already a creative act intended to birth new life. Even when you're not trying to conceive, you're still creating a bond experience with your partner. But there's an added psychological effect that can help you in your creative pursuits, whether it's art, design, music, writing, or even just creative thinking. You know why some of you all are so dunce? Oh, yeah. You know why some of you all don't have answers to how to be able to do things? Do you know how you could increase your chances of getting a new idea? According to this dear mama, she said, you've got to have good sex and that creativity flows. See some of these people gone the next direction. All right. Joan gives an advice here. When your belly is too big, you can lay on your side. You see, if you are pregnant, you can afford to lay on your side. And there are some other positions I'm sure pregnant people can hold that is safe in the act of sex. And you lay on your side, and I suspect the entrance is from the back. And I'm not talking about the back passage. I'm talking about the husband straddles her from the back. Joan, you'll tell me if I'm right on that there because I'm trying to play doctor nurse here. Is that what you mean? That he straddles her at the back while she lays on her side, but not necessarily the back passage, but he enters from the back. All right. Charmaine say, Guti look back. All right, Joan confirmed. That's nice. Good. Guti look back. I wonder if you want to know what Guti look back is. Charmaine, your days are going through here. Ay. Your days not gone at all. Anyway, this lady says it creates that creativity in art and writing and so on. So when you see people write like that, I go watch them now. They must be just have a nice time. Although it's intended to make you feel closer to your partner, it's also able to create cognitive flexible pathways in the brain, which can foster creative thinking and improve problem solving. The next time you have a problem to solve, have sex. That's what the lady said. It helped. All right. Motel is just giving you all an advice, not the anus. Take note, she said. And Sharon says the back passage is designed for exit and not enter. All right. I hope Sharon got what I said earlier. I figure she got it, but she just re-emphasizing. She's just re-emphasizing. Sharon, I ain't see you for a while, man. All right. So let's go to number 5. What time is it now? This time that's fly, I just keep my eye on it. Orgasm, she says, use it or lose it. This one should be interesting for you. The psychological facts about sex we're talking about. Use it or lose it. Here's what she said. She said this one might scare people because people who are sexually active or sexually inactive, I should say, for an extended period of time may lose their sexual sensation if they go long enough without sex. They are going to lose the sensitivity to sex. So let me explain what my dear doctor is saying. She said, if you are a woman, there's a thing known as clitoral atrophy. Let me tell you what atrophy is. If you stop exercising, you see when you lift your hand and your below your arm start to sag and swing, it is beginning atrophy. The muscle is losing its tension. The muscle is losing its ability. Yeah. That becomes more and more prominent when a muscle is not being used. Atrophy. So she said, if a woman is not having sex, she begins to have that atrophy taking place. So it went on to say, it is called clitoral atrophy. Now you know what the clitoris is. That is why the children are in bed. You know what the clitoris is. That lip or that tongue of the vagina. I withdraw lip. The lip would be another thing. But the tongue of the vagina becomes like a bulb. I tell her to put them children in bed in. It becomes like a bulb when she's excited. So that becomes engorged with blood for excitement when she's excited. But if she has not had sex for a long time, yes, Joan, she's dry, tight, and it is uncomfortable. It is not as sensitive to excitement as she would like or the man would like. So she almost has a difficulty to get into the erogenous zone. She won't be able to snap, Joy said. That's right. So for the sake of keeping that alive, she needs to feel turned on every so often to put back blood there. So that is something that a lot of people did not know. But you could also have, let me not leave the men out, penile atrophy, where the man's penis begins to, his muscle, because you know the penis is a muscle, so it begins to sag. Let me see what Precious telling me here. Why is it men want to do seconds of foreplay and expect the woman to be ready? Well, Precious, that's what we're trying to help them to understand. It can be seconds. You have to take your time and just enjoy the ride. So I agree with you. If you are intimating that sometimes people are a little too busy, that is true. Prudence says, so what's the woman to do if she was once sexually active in her spouse and her spouse just decides to leave the marriage? She just can't casually have sex. Good. Well, I don't know how to answer you there, Prudence, because that is real. And I accept that that is something that she has to contend with. Because she can't, a respectable woman is not just going to be going out there just for it not to go into atrophy. As far as the men are concerned, I know that God put into the men this thing called night dream or wet dream. And because he has a wet dream, he will get an erection in the night while he's sleeping. So his muscles get exercised. I don't know, seeing that I've never been a woman, I don't know if women have wet dream. So let tell me, I'm gonna go now to my medical advisor. Joan, Pierre, do women have wet dreams? Yes or no? All right. Do women have wet dreams? That's the question I'm asking anybody who have the answer. If Joan doesn't have the answer, anybody. And let us, I see Joan talking about, unless it's a quickie, she can use natural coconut oil to lubricate. I suspect that is where the discussion is going. Let me also say, don't write off quickie. Not every time you necessarily want to do this long foreplay business. A nice quickie can do wonders. You'll be surprised what a good quickie can do. All right, I'm not sure. I see Joan say yes, but I'm not sure if she's answering me or somebody else on the line. Lyndon said he doesn't know. Charmin says yes. I don't know if that is answering yes. A woman has wet dreams. Rachel says yes. So you'll need to tell me what question you're answering to, because remember you have a delayed on your stream. So long after I said something and moved on to something else, you all are still. Carol says she thinks a woman does have wet dream. All right. Jones said if you see a guy that you like, you can have a wet dream. Prudence says yes, women have wet dream. Right. Okay, Charmaine is saying that is where she answered it. I am sure, I never had a woman's wet dream, but I am sure a woman's wet dream is nothing like a man's wet dream. When he gets up, he feels as though he has had the very act itself. It is so real. A quickie can give heart attack, Sharon say. Of course. So what's wrong with that? Dead, happy. You know when people die sad? Yeah. Who doesn't want to die happy? All right. So we're coming down now. So she says, concerning that aspect of it, the blood flow, she says, they usually has less to do with lack of sex and more to do with aging or injury. Well, she's referring to something else here. Charmin said the wet dream of women, this same for women, they feel good. Man, you had to experience what a man does go through when he have a wet dream, right? Man does sometimes just be in the very act while sleeping. His body moves to there. He gets up feeling as though, yes, had a good night. And sometimes get disappointed when you realize it really didn't happen. It does be so real, but I'm going to take it. I ain't no woman, I ain't going to argue with all you. Yeah? All right, so now we're going on to the next part. According to this goodly doctor, what's her name? Dr. Becky Spellman of the UK. She's talking about the 8 psychological facts about sex. And she's giving this next one now. We're down to number 6, so we nearly finished. She says, if you want a good orgasm, leave your socks on. If you want a good orgasm, leave your socks on. Now, I don't know about this one here. I can't testify to this one here. Right? But this is a concept that if you've ever bought your partner lingerie or like to play dress up, you might want to reconsider whether it's actually the best thing. Research done at the University of Grenoble suggests that if you want to increase your chances of having an orgasm, you might just want to keep your socks on during sex. Their theory is that in order to have an orgasm, you need to be totally relaxed and anxiety-free. Cold feet could interfere with the ability to really get into the moment, according to psychologist and author Fran Wolfish. Dr. Fran Wolfish. Well, Dr. Fran, we are in the Caribbean. We don't have cold feet here, as you people. So I could probably figure if the place is stinging cold where you all are in the UK and other places, that you all may want to have your socks on. But some of us want nothing on. We don't want to feel nothing, no cloth, no condom, no nothing. I speak for men. Eh? This thing nice. This thing nice. I wonder if all agree with me then. Men all talk up now, man. All let me hear what they say. Very men and them. Anyway, but that's our opinion. Lyndon asking, if you don't have feet, what do you do? I wonder what it is like, and I think I will just digress here. What it is like, I must speak with somebody who has no feet or has one foot, whether they are having sex and what it is like to have sex with one foot or no feet. And I'm not trying to mock anybody here. It is a true wonder. Jones said the socks would push the heat to your head. All right, well, give me socks, man. I only have more than one sock today. We could put on 3-4 layers if it will push the heat to the head. Talk to me. All right, so we go on to number 7. She says, the egg chooses the winning sperm. The woman's egg chooses the woman's winning sperm, not the sperm choosing the egg. Charmaine said they're not using their feet. Okay. The winning, here's what men like to believe, she said, that it's the fastest sperm that wins the race, but this so-called sex fact is a massive misconception, according to sexologist Jill McDewitt. She goes on to say that the narrative is biased with a cultural lens about men being competitive. What's going on here now? Yeah, it's a bias with men being competitive, etc. I lost my way. This thing just shut down. When they use violent words of drilling, burrowing, and penetrating the egg, while the egg, which is the woman, sits around passively just waiting for the sperm to come burrowing and drilling. All right. So she says, in reality, eggs have a sophisticated biological mechanism that actively choose which sperm they allow in. So they are saying the egg chooses the sperm. And it isn't always the first one to arrive, which when you think about it, makes a lot of sense because she said the egg has a biological imperative to make the perfect match, just as we try to find the perfect partner. So I guess the egg is going to try to find the most healthy sperm that arrives on site. That's what she said. Well, I'm not too sure I swallow all of that, but I'm going to take it for now. She's the one who studied. So what can I say? And then number 8. Number 8. This is the one where we had our question. People who have less sex overcompensate in their jobs. I'm going to watch all those people working hard. I see somebody here who I want to. Yeah. I'm watching all of them hard-working people. It must be because they're not having sex. Right? She said people who are not having sex, they overcompensate by being a workaholic. Researchers at the university in Germany found that people with an inactive sex life tend to do more work to compensate for their lack of fulfillment. Some of your bosses need to go home and make love. That is why they're drilling you so much with all that hard work. Yeah. All right, Lyndon. I see Lyndon going back to our previous discussion. Lyndon, that is what you just said is what I think. This is why I said I'm not too sure I agree with the doctor when it comes to this sperm thing. Because Lyndon is saying, isn't the most healthy sperm the first one to reach? And I think so. Because it was able to survive the passage and outswim the rest. But we not the doctors, but that is what I also think. All right, let me just go back here. Joy said too much heat, not good. I agree. Joy said, my cousin have no legs and is married and have a son. So legs don't stop action. All right. No legs at all? Wow. Thanks for sharing that, Joy. I appreciate it. Sharon said, Mike, one got to be very careful when it comes to great occasion. It can kill you. I have known of people who had heart attack during that crescendo period. Yes, so I agree with you, Sharon. Lyndon is Charmaine says she doesn't agree, but I'm not too sure what Charmaine does not agree with. Because as I said, you all have a delay. So when I've started something new, you all are still listening to what I've said before. So you need to repeat what I said when you refer to something. Joan says, not true, she multitasks. She works a lot. All right, so she said she works hard, and it does not mean that she's not having sex. All right? Absolutely, you must work in order to forget about that. All right. Sharon says she feels that people occupy themselves with work to forget the fact that they're not having. All right. So she says, in addition to the fact that they compensate for the lack of sex and fulfillment by the work hard, the study asked 32,000 people. This is what it says. The study asked 32,000 people to open up about their sex life and work habits. This is not a small sample that they are investigating. 32,000 people is a large sample. The results found that 36% of men and 35% of women who only have sex once a week would also work excessive hours at their jobs. The more work you have, the more stress you have. And the more stress you have, the less sex you have. And many writers and researchers suggest sex should be an average of twice per week. Though there is no set number, but twice per week is a healthy sex life. Once a week That is 4 times in a month. Twice a week is 8 times in a month. That is twice as much. And there are some people do it 3 times a week. And if you just get married or you're young and you push up, you might consider 4 times a week. But let me tell you, just as how no sex might have impact on you, too much sex could have a negative impact on you. So I don't think that this thing running away, it is going nowhere. So there's no need to rush the brush or you will get down. All right. So there is something I wanted to also point out. Oh yes, you're always supposed to talk about whether you think come on, Sean, 7 times a week. Well, so you have nothing else doing? Yeah. So I don't know if this one is trying to get through on the program. Let's see. Are you trying to get live on our program? Brother Mike, I'm sorry, I don't fully understand all this transaction. I'm going to get on Facebook just to listen. All right. I will call you after because I'm still live on the same program. I am live. I am live. I thought you were calling in on the program itself. So I will call you back. Okay. All right. That is somebody who has been trying to get on the program. Some or the other, they are not getting on the live. So I don't know. We might have to help some people with that. All right. So we are supposed to answer the question. Do you think that no sex or low sex cause some people to be aggressive and workaholic? Yeah, something I wanted. Oh yes, this other writer, Jessica Schrader, I think it is, who reviewed our research, said this, that men really want women to have an orgasm. And I listened, I read what she said, that men want more than ever for the woman to have an orgasm. And I'm not too sure how that lines up with the fact that a lot of men are sometimes selfish when it comes to the orgasm. They satisfy themselves and they do not ensure that the woman is satisfied. So that kind of lost me with this doctor who said that this is something that is important to us. Because I believe it is important because we like to rate ourselves of how good the sex was. But I think sometimes we rate ourselves of how good the sex was by the way how we felt and how we enjoyed it, but not how it was mutually enjoyed. That's my personal view. But I didn't see her bring this out in her article that and line up with, if it is so important in men, why is it we don't spend more time with in the pre-sexual act in making sure that she comes to that point of sex enjoyment. Yeah, Charmaine, talk to Sharon there for me. She's the next runaway horse. All right. So, people, that brings us down to another wonderful program. I hope you all learned something. You all heard something. I'll put up some nice hearts and so on. Let me see if you enjoyed it. Let me know how it is. Let me make sure that we're doing something right here. All right. Let me see the hearts go up. Let me see all of the. All right. Nice. Thank you all so much. Good, good. You all are so nice people. So next week, Thursday, we're on every Thursday, people. Every Thursday at 8 o'clock to 9 o'clock. And try and like the page. And I think that is why some people usually call me, because they're not liking the page, so they don't know when we go live, so that it would automatically hit. So do that for me. Let me just see what Charmaine is saying here. 7 times a week says that one. You're late every day. That's why some women fake it, to make their partner feel they are satisfied. All right, Charmaine, I think I agree with you on that. And they say 8 out of 10 women, the statistics said 8 out of 10 women fake orgasm. And that's just too large. That's just too large. Why must that be so? But that's the reality. Some men, once they feel sweet, in the end, they do not care if the woman is brackish. True. You know, I don't support men, but I'm not for supporting men blindly. But that, I think, when you talk to men, women, and you do couple counseling and so on, you recognize that the man is not as occupied with the satisfaction of the woman as he is with his own satisfaction. For example, after sex, sometimes a man would go straight to sleep, and a woman wants to be cuddled sometimes, and she wants to be hugged to let her know that this was not just an act, it's a connection between both of you all. And unfortunately, that going to sleep annoys some women. Thinking of sex all day, and by the time they come, Joy says sometimes men think of sex all day, that by the time they come to you, they come quick. True. And especially if you're taking long at the dresser, combing your hair after you're done showering, you would not just hurry up and come inside. What do you expect the man to do, Madam Joy? Eh? You have him there charged up. You can't rev an engine like that, hot all the time, you know. You're going to burn tires. Yeah. Charmaine said less sugar. Yes, true. less sugar, because sometimes it's the sugar that does cause him to lose. Hey, all I know the program done. Thank you, Rachel. She says very educational session. A man needs to go to sleep after sex. It's a lot of work. Yeah, well, to some extent. Women fake it, Prudence says, because they are not in the mood and just to be over, just to get it over done with. Sometimes it's also because she's not connected to the man she's having sex with. Sometimes, let's say you're married to somebody, to a man that you don't feel loved and so on, but you're doing it now out of obligation and routine. Okay? All right, people. Lyndon says you got bunny rings. All right, Jones said we're always ready for men. So get ready. Thank you all very much. We'll see you all next week now. We enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed the program. And God bless you. I'm Michael Stewart. This is Mike at Night. And we'll look forward next week, Thursday, same time, 8 p.m. AST time. Good day.